one right over there. What's up, guys? Welcome to a birdless episode. Doesn't really matter because we're not here for birds. I was just really hoping for some. But today it actually rained, and I was very excited about that. You want to know a surefire way to get birds, though? Put your birding lens up and get out any other lens. So today it rained. Very excited because it's not 100, it's like 65. So this is like false flannel weather, and I'm very excited about that. But we're here today because I'm gonna sit this down. So the LAOWA sent me this guy, this 100 macro, and I haven't had a proper macro. I used to have the EF Canon 100 2.8 macro, the L version. Had that for years, and then we got rid of it. And ever since then, Camera Lady has been very cross with me, and she's always demanded that I get her a new macro. So we finally got this guy, 90 mil 2.8. Very excited about that. So let's get this switched actually, and we're gonna play around in the forest and see. There's some flowers, but I was hoping there would be more. It rained, but there's like no water. Like it's already all gone. I was hoping there would be more water so that we could get some, cool macro stuff or whatever. So we're just gonna look around here. We've got some cool textures with the lichen. We've got a few flowers. Maybe they'll still, there might be a few water droplets left. I'm gonna try to find them before they evaporate. But let's take a look around and see how this lens does. So this lens is all manual, and even the aperture ring is manual. Everything's manual. There's no electronic contacts anywhere. So I've put the focus peaking on when it's in manual focus for this on the back of the screen so that I can see. And I found that that does a really good job. So it should, for me, manual focus isn't an issue, especially for stuff like this. But let's look and see what we can find. All right, so I got my tripod, and that's definitely helping. If you don't have a tripod, quick macro tip, just put it in burst mode and just kind of like rock back and forth, and don't actually move the focus ring. So that's usually what I do when I don't have one, and that'll help if you're wanting to focus stack. If you're just trying to get shallow depth of field single shot, then you don't gotta worry about it. But got the tripod on here. And then with the tripod, what's great is that I can change the depth of the field. I can put it to something more like f8 or f11. I don't want to go too far past that because of diffraction, but the sweet spot of a lens, f8, f11, and then I can really take my time focus stacking. It's just with flowers and stuff out here, like any sort of wind at all will just breeze will just destroy your shot. So I'm trying to find stuff that either breaks in the wind or stuff that's not going to be affected by the wind. So I think we're going to get out of here before the next round of thunderstorms roll in, and then we're going to go back into the studio, and I want to take a look at focus stacking some of these and then talk about the rest of the lens. So I'll see you back there in a second. All right, so back in the studio, I definitely didn't get as much time as I wanted out there because those thunderstorms definitely came in and put some rain down for a little bit. Very glad about that though. But I just wanted to talk about a couple more things and show you guys a little bit more about the lens. This isn't going to be a review because obviously I haven't had it long enough to review it. This is more like a first impressions. But I will say, if you want to see like a really scientific, good, deep dive review, go check out Dustin Abbott's review of the lens. He always does a great job with lenses, and his review on this one was great. I'm just going to go over a couple things that I liked and show you some of the images that I took. I'm definitely not the best macro photographer in the world. I don't do it enough, and I'm kind of lazy when I do it. So I had some issues. Only one of the stacked images that I did turned out okay, and I think that was this one. And if you were to really pixel peep, you'd probably find some issues with it. But overall, I think if you were just scrolling on Instagram, it'd probably get a double tap and then keep moving. But a bunch of the other shots that I took that were just the single shot, shallow depth of field, macro type stuff, I think I actually liked a lot. Like, I really love this spider shot. This tiny little orb weaver guy on this leaf, and the rain and the bubbles on his web and everything. And so I got a couple of different shots of that. I tried stacking one, but it just didn't work out. The web, Photoshop had too much of an issue with the web, and everything was moving around. It was kind of breezy, you know. And there's much better programs out there than Photoshop for doing real macro stacking and stuff, but I'm too lazy for those, and I don't do macro enough to want to buy them, so I use what I have. But for the single stuff like this, you know, the flowers and everything, I really liked it. And I also liked I grabbed a couple of landscape shots with it, and just some quick little intimate landscapes here in this little dry creek bed that I'm in the forest. And I think those came out, they're nothing special, the images, but as far as what the images look like from this lens, they look totally fine to me. I do like using 100 mil in that tighter range for landscape quite a bit. So it's nice to know that you can do both. You can go out to a forest or somewhere and do your macro, and then still also piddle around with some more tighter landscape stuff. So let's grab the lens here. So a couple of things that I like about this guy. First off, I love the size. So it's definitely lighter, smaller, more compact than like my old 100 macro from Canon. It's probably due to things like lack of IBIS and the fact that this is a apochromatic camera. So again, I'm not going to go into super details about that, but basically apochromatic there's little to no chromatic aberration in this thing because of the way that the optics are. And I love that, you know, especially for macro, you do tend to get a little more chromatic aberration in there. At least I do typically with my Canon lenses. So I really enjoy that. The image quality I've been very happy with without pixel peeping or anything like that, just editing and looking at these few images, like they're good enough for me. So that makes me happy. I love the giant ring here. It's really smooth for pulling focus. I never had any issues with doing just incremental pulls and pushes and focus tweaking. So very happy with that. Nice lens hood, very happy with that too. Solid lens hoods really help, especially for when you want to get up against something and help with the lens flares and everything. I like the blue ring too. I don't know, you can probably see that, huh? Yeah, I like the blue ring. It's just a nice touch, good looking. I did mention this before, but this being all manual, it's also not electronic at all, meaning there are no electronics anywhere on the back of this, even for just like regular lens communication. So you won't know, the camera and the EXIF data will not show aperture. It has no way of knowing that. So there's no contacts there at all. So I'm very happy with this. Camera lady is very happy with this. She uses it a lot for product photography and for her Bookstagram page and the books that the kind of really intimate product stuff that she does. So that's really cool. We're going to get a lot of good use out of that. So I think that's it. There's nothing too scientific other than just like I had a really great time with it, and I'm going to continue to have a really great time with it. It's nice that it's so compact and light, and I can keep it in my bag if I think that I might want to do some macro while I'm out camping somewhere or whatever. And then for those rainy days where you're just stuck around the house and bored, or you just want to get out and do something different, you know, that's the other thing I love about macros, even though I'm not very good at it. I love messing with it, and I love when I do get out and just do it, even if like it's in the home somewhere. I just love changing it up a little bit, and macro photography is so much fun. I wish, part of me wishes I wasn't so lazy, but not a big enough part to not change to laziness. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you guys have any questions about the macro or anything that I didn't go over, whatever you wanna know, leave those in the comments below and I will definitely answer that. The link is down there if you wanna check it out. If you're still here, I really appreciate it. Hit that like button for me, 'cause that's the best thing you can do for the channel. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.